Warhammer Fantasy Battles 6th edition. Welcome to the second part of our Archangel versus Battle Force Julius. The second in our epic map-based wargaming campaign. We're going to pick up the action. For those of you that are just tuning in, it's not looking good for the Bromans. The pride of the Broman Empire, an entire unit of knights, was just defeated by a massive block of 30 skeleton spearmen. They didn't do well on the charge into combat, and now they are just getting overwhelmed. Actually, they were overwhelmed, and that's where we pick it up. This could be interesting. The knights are going to ride away to the tune of 6 inches. The skeletons have opted to pursue. If they roll greater than 6, this campaign is going to get ugly. They roll an 8. They have successfully overrun. How does that happen? This is what the table looks like after that disastrous turn on the part of the Bromans. The undead get to do their movement first. They declare a charge against General Samout. General Samout says, yeah, I'm fleeing. He's going to roll 3d6. With 13, he's going to move 7.5 inches directly away from those pursuing skeletons. So 7.5 inches takes him almost to the heavy woods. We'll turn that so you can see how close he is. That does put him just within 6 inches. He's still able to keep these guys in his command radius. The skeletons then pursue 2.5 inches, which may be trouble for them because they have no other movement, and now the Bromans get an opportunity. And should the Bromans charge the zombie? That would have been smart. The zombie probably should have charged this guy, huh? Except the zombie's too far away. That being the case, let's bring that zombie, I don't know, what do you do with him? I think you bring him down like this we got to keep him out of charge range. You can use him as a speed bump. We'll leave him there. These swordsmen cannot charge the knights. They're going to have to wheel in place like so. Or the spearmen. The skeleton spearmen. Likewise, we're going to pivot our archers 90 degrees like so. And that's going to be it for them. And then I guess we'll bring our High Priest Rickley is going to move 4 inches over to here to keep him out of danger. So there we go. So that's what it looks like on our field of battle where the skeletons have punched right through the center. For the magic phase, once again, we're going to try to bring down the thunder. With a 9, we are successful. We'll do D6 strength 4 hits here. 6 strength 4 hits. It's going to be wounding on 3s. And we get 4 wounds on the skeletons. The skeletons only save on 6. Oh no, if it's strength 4, they don't get a save because there's a AP of 1, so we can just eliminate 1, 2, 3, 4 more skeletons. Then our archers have the opportunity to fire. We've got 6 of them with a shot. They are at long range. They also move. They're only hitting on 6s. They get no hits. Man, these archers are useless. I must be doing something wrong with them. That's it for shooting, and then we have a melee phase over here. The Bromans attack first, hitting on 3s. They get 12 of them. Spear blocks are tough. We do have 1 extra die for the champion in the front row. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. And saving on 6s. So we do 2 hits altogether. Then the skeletons get to go. And they have the exact same thing, except they get to roll a couple of extra dice. They get 3 extra dice for the thrall. And he is going to be hitting on, with a weapon skill of 5, he's going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so he hits twice. And we'll deal with his first. He's going to have 1 wound, and that wound is not saved. So the first spearman goes to to the ground. Then we're hitting on 4s over here. So not so great for the spears. They get a total of 5 hits. Wounding on 4s, they get 4 hits altogether, and then we are saving on 5s or better. And that was a really good save. We kind of needed that. So, with 2 versus 2, banners cancel. The differential here is that the Bromans outnumber the skeletons. So they've won by a single point. The Bromans have 1, 2, 3 full ranks. That gives them versus 2 to the skeletons. That gives them a second point. They're going to do 2 more points of damage, like so, because they have won this combat. And the skeletons don't have a lot of staying power, but we have another unit of skeletons that's going to be there in just another turn or 2. So this fight, it might be in their best interest to break off. I don't know if they can or not, though. The next thing we're going to do is end the turn. Yeah, nobody needs to rally. That's about it. Moving on to the next turn. The undead don't have any charges. The humans do not have any charges. Still too far away. Oh, we got to... I'm sorry, I always get that wrong. You don't do each individual phase. The skeletons do their declare charges. They don't have any. We're going to do our compulsory moves, all that. So, and then once they're done, so basically we're going to wheel these spearmen around in this direction. That's going to do it for the undead. Then for the humans, we're going to bring our leader up. He can move 7 inches, and we're going to bring him up to here. We got to get him into this fight to try and knock out some more of these. On the next turn, he should be able to at least get involved with the fight. I don't think we'll get the flank bonus, but we will get General Sam Out's he'll get the extra 3 attacks. And maybe our lone zombie moving up 2 inches to say, come at me, guys. That does allow for a charge here if they can pass a leadership check. With a 6 they can, so we do have a charge that gets off where... And we all know that this is going to lead to the destruction of this lone zombie, but maybe it buys an extra turn for the spears to converge on this lone spear unit. That will do it for movement. Then we have the High Priest trying to cast destruction on... I guess we got it. We got to do it on this unit. And we do. So D6, strength 4 hits. We do 1 hit. And that's going to eliminate another figure. High Priest may have to skedaddle with just this little remnant force, because this is not going well at all. Now we have that fight once again, and once again, the Roman spear will get the first attack. Hitting on 3s, we'll pull out the 6 misses. That's a lot of 6s. Man, that's really good. But they only wound on 4 up. And that's going to be like so. So they get 4 wounds, and the skeletons only save on 6s. They get none. So the skeletons lose 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're going to counterattack. And once again, hitting on 4s is going to be just 2 hits. Ooh. I guess the undead skeletons are getting tired. They do 2 wounds, neither of which are saved. So it's 4 wounds to 2 wounds, except banners cancel out. We have 1 more rank than the enemy on the part of the Broman, so that becomes winning by 3. Oh, wait a minute. We're not done yet. I almost forgot about the big guy. He's going to get 2 hits, and he's going to get 2 wounds, saving on 5s, so that's 1 extra wound. Okay, that helps a little bit, doesn't it? We still have... The Bromans are at +1 for the wounds, +1 for the extra rank, so they're at 2. I think that's it. Oh, they also outnumber, so that's 3. So 3 more skeletons are going to go back to the grave from whence they came. And then these guys. And then that will be the end of the turn. The flower of the Broman Empire has fallen, but the yeomen, the citizen soldiers are standing their ground, and they're really doing the Lord's work there, aren't they? They're doing fantastic. We have one more fight over here. The Roman Swordsmen, there are 4 of them. They get to attack. They're going to score 2 hits. Whoops. 2 hits on the zombie. Get back, Grassland. 2 hits. Roll into wound. They get 1 wound, and the zombie dies. Do you get to make a follow-up move when your unit that you are fighting is completely eliminated? There's only one way to find out. Let's check the rule book. They can. When you defeat your opponent in the first round of combat, you can make an overrun attack to prevent just that kind of speed bump thing from happening. 4.5 inches on the pursuit will bring 4.5 inches will bring our swordsmen into contact with these skeletons. They've contacted the rear, so I guess we're gonna do 4, and then does this occur immediately? I think it does. They're gonna get 4 attacks on that unit. This might be bad. We might have wanted to wait for these archers to get involved. So they're gonna get 2 hits. They're gonna get 1 wound, and that wound is not gonna be saved. So 1 more skeleton goes bye-bye. Does this count as a rear charge? I don't think it does. Oh, we are just hitting all of the edge cases today, aren't we? The skeletons will turn to face. I'm not going to do that. We know these 3 guys are in the front rank. It's going to be 6 guys in the front rank. The difference here is that they do count as being charged in the rear, and they lose their rank bonus. In other words, we are going to get to roll our 7 attacks, which will be hitting on... Oh, this might be a little bit different because it's the swordsmen. The swordsmen have a weapon skill of 4. The skeletons have a weapon skill of 2. That means 2 versus 4. No, we're still hitting on 4s. Okay. So we take off those. We get 4 hits. Got to roll to wound. We get 3 wounds. And then saving on 5s and 6s, we get no saves. The swordsmen have lost 3 guys. Although the Bromans have a +2 for charging in the rear, the skeletons have a banner. So the final score is going to be 4 to the skeletons to 2 for the Bromans. In order to hold, the Bromans have to pass a leadership check on a 5. They fail, they will flee, and the skeletons will opt not to pursue. The fleeing unit moves 4.5 inches. So that didn't do them any good. That little pursuit was just a nightmare. The zombie served his role well. He served as the bait, and the Bromans bid on it. They keep doing that. They need to be more patient. They're pulling a definite action core today, aren't they? All right, this unit is going to need to make a morale check. I've reversed the polarity of these skeletons. So we've got our 3 leaders in the front. That ends the turn. On the next turn, the undead, since they're already facing this way, are going to go ahead and march 2 inches forward to there. The Bromans have no movement, but they do have a rally check right here. And wow, a nice roll. The swordsman will make that rally check. I guess I could bring my Sabbath base back out, couldn't I? And our king is going to charge into combat. He's going to join over here with this fight. Or the General Nenarip, I should say. These guys can't do anything. But we do have magic. We're going to roll 3d6, hoping that we can get a high enough score. On a result of a 5, our High Priest Rickley fails to get his spell off. That's okay, no big loss. But now we have 6 archers that are firing at close range. They have not moved. They're hitting on 4s. And they get a couple of hits, but they only wound on 4s, and there's a save on a 6. Hey, look, those archers managed to do 1 point of damage. We'll take it, right? If we can do just 2 more points of damage, then we'll eliminate a little bit more of a rank bonus on these skeletons. The last thing we have to do for this turn is this fight over here. And this time, our charging king gets... You know, I didn't realize this Iron Thrall has an initiative of 6. I think that means he attacks first, but I don't think it matters because at this point, there's so many undead on the board still that all of the casualties happen at the exact same time. So I am going to continue just doing all of one side's die rolls and then all of the other side's die rolls. The Broman Spearman, well, we'll do it in order of initiative, though, this time, all right? The Charger gets to go first. And this is the first time we've seen a character get stuck in. I guess, does that mean he joins this unit in melee? We can do that, and let's just do that. I'll look it up later. Now, he has 5 attacks. This may be the deal breaker. And his horse gets an attack. So General Samout does have... Oh, you know, he has a... I'm going to swap him out. He actually does have a lance. He gets the +2. He also has heavy barding. And, oh, he has a sword of battle. I'm sorry. That's where the extra attack comes from. He does not have a lance. He has a sword of battle. I was right the first time. And his horse gets an attack. So let's roll some attack dice for the king. With a weapon skill of 6 for the king versus weapon skills of 2, he's going to be hitting on 3s. It looks like the horse misses with that result of a 3. Then we have some pretty high strength here. Anything but a 1. All right, well, we'll take the 3 hits. And then saving on 6s only. So the king does 2 damage. All right. Then we're going to do the Iron Thrall, who has 3 attacks of his own. And he is going to do 2 hits. No, it's just 1 hit. He's going to do no wounds, though. Now we can do the guys in line of battle. And it's going to be the same for both sides. The Bromans are hitting on 4s. And they're going to get not too bad of a result. Only 5 hits. Wounding on 4s. They get 3 of those. And then saving only on 6s. That's 2 more hits. The skeletons... Boy, that grass is... I think my hands are too sweaty. Are going to be in the same situation where they roll... okay, now we have to... No, now things change. This is why the order matters. The skeletons only have 8 guys left standing, so they are only going to roll 9 attack dice. Hitting on 4s. And then wounding on 4s. 5 wounds, that was a pretty good wound roll, and then saving on 5s and 6s, only 1 save. So at the end of the day, even lacking the numbers, skeletons did okay. It's 4-4 in terms of casualties. The Bromans outnumber the enemy, that's +1, banners negate, and then the Bromans have 2 extra ranks. So they are going to win by 3. That's going to eliminate 3 of these skeletons. And stand up. And that's what the table looks like at this point in the game. The undead get to act first. They're going to charge this unit of swordsmen. The swordsmen have to pass a leadership check to withstand, and they do. But they got charged. So when we get to melee, we have to remember that these skeletons do get to attack first because they charged. Even worse, for the Bromans, that means these archers can't do anything. The High Priest here can't use his spell. Well, he can use a spell. He's going to let these swordsmen reroll 1s. And he's successful. He didn't botch that job. So we'll do this fight first. The skeletons love it. They get to roll 13 dice, hitting on 4s. And... they're only going to, if they can get 5 kills, they won't even suffer any kind of a counterattack. I think maybe the smart play here is to rotate our archers 90 degrees so that as this fight plays out, when the skeletons run away, our archers can pepper them and maybe get a couple more kills in before they're driven from the field. And I know that's a little cheap to do that, but you know it's been a long fight. It's been a long day. Where are we at here? We are at rolling to save. We only save on 6s. with no saves and 6 wounds, that's going to do it for the swordsmen. The swordsmen are eliminated. Just a disastrous day on the field of battle. That entire unit is going to be, well, maybe not eliminated from the campaign, remember. There's a chance if the Bromans can pull this off, then they may be able to lick their wounds. This is kind of a tall order, though. All right, so we did that fight. Now we got to do this fight. Our boss man has the highest initiative. He's going to roll his 5 attack dice, and his horse gets to roll 1, 2, and they're only going to get 2 hits. The horse is going to be wounding on 4s, so we only get 1 death at the hands of the king. Then the undead champion gets to attack, and he's only going to get 1 hit. And he is not going to wound. Wait, is he? We should check. He's got a biting blade that has AP 1, but he does need to get a 4 to get that hit in. Then the spears get to go, so that's 13 attacks, hitting on 4s. And we pull out the misses. And we roll to wound, looking for 4s. We get 5 hits on that front. And then we're saving on 6s. We only save 1. 4 hits is going to eliminate the last of the skeletons in this block. And it's also going to mean we get these Sabbath bases out of the way. Okay, so the only guy who's left standing is... What did I say that was? That was 4 hits altogether. 5, 6, 7. He has to make a... Oh boy, he's got to make his leadership check on a... Well, he can't. He's automatically going to fail. So he's going to run away, and he's going to run 6 inches. Well, 3 inches, because we divide by 2. Pursuit will be... We're going to pursue with these guys. Oh, no. We have to pursue with the king. We want to knock that thrall out of the fight, because this is our chance. We're going to get to move 6 inches on his part, and 6 inches will bring him into contact. So we have stopped the thrall from escaping. In fact, we've eliminated him. Now, this skeleton unit does have a champion. It's going to continue to fight. But from a campaign perspective, I think we've eliminated the undead army force. I think it was Julius on this side. Has been eliminated. The undead get to go first. And the only thing they can do is this one unit is going to charge High Priest Rickley. The High Priest is going to run away. And he's going to run a total of 2.5 inches. So we'll move him that 3 inches away from the chargers. Then the chargers are going to move the 2 inches to here. They'll move their charge. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They actually charge 4 inches, don't they? So they'll wind up right about here. And that will leave them vulnerable, I think, to the archers. But in particular because these skeletons are... man, I don't know what happens here. They're going to have to spend a turn rotating just to get into position to charge these archers, aren't they? Fortunately, they're undead. They will fight to the last man. Having fled, I guess he can still cast his spell. But let's slow down a little bit. We do have some other moving to do. These guys are going to spin. They're going to use a quarter of their movement. I'm going to put the banner in front to rotate 90 degrees. So if they march, they've got 3 inches of, 3 inches of movement left. So we're then going to pivot them with 1 inch, and then they're going to move 2 inches like so, to about right there. So they're racing to try to reinforce these archers. Meanwhile, our king will move to here, and that leaves him, so he's not vulnerable to being charged. He wants to stay just far enough away. Then we have, yes, I know it's a very sad thing, Biscotti. Then we have shooting, well, magic first. Do we blast these guys? Well, he fled. So does he get a movement? I don't think he does. I think he counts as having moved for the turn. He is going to get his big boomer spell off. D6, he's going to do 1 strength 4 hit, which will not wound. Man, these spells are terrible. Then our archers are going to get, we should have positioned them so we could actually get all 12 firing. Maybe that's the problem. I'm just not rolling enough dice. They're only going to get 2 hits on this unit. And of those 2 hits, they're only going to get 1 wound. And saving on a 6 means that they've eliminated 1 more skeleton. That's the end of the turn. Yeah, skeletons get to go first. This time they are going to wheel about. That's all they can do this turn. And I'm just done with it. So 3 ranks. That's all they can do. Our boss man is going to move to here. He may get involved here in a little bit, but our spear guys are going to basically march 4 inches down to here. We're going to get them close enough that they can turn 90 degrees and hit those guys. Then it's going to be our wizard is going to race off to safety, and he's going to hit him with his spell, 3d6. This is going to get really repetitious. He got it off. He does d6. Hey, 4, look at that. You finally actually did some good here. Can you knock anybody out? 3 hits. Do we get any saves? Saving on a 6s. There we go. 3 more of these guys are going to be eliminated from the back rank. Then the archers get to shoot. At least it goes quick when you hit this point. The archers are going to get 4 hits, and the archers are going to be wounding on 4s. They do no wounds. Boy, they needed that because there's no melee. On the next turn, the skeletons will charge. The archers might be chased off the table here. With a result of a 10, are they within 6 inches? Well, it doesn't matter. They're going to flee 2d6 inches. They're going to flee 2.5 inches, which will put them... Oh, they just made it. If that had been any higher, they would have fled off the table. Let me pull back and I'll show you. Look how close they are. They are hovering right there on the edge. No, wait. Oh, yeah, no, they have to do that. Because the skeletons cause fear. Then the skeletons will charge 4 inches. And oh my goodness, the skeletons caught them after all. So they still have to fight, even though they're afraid, even though they tried to escape. So it's going to be 6 in the front row, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the second row, and then 3 more right back there. And now we do have some melee, and I don't think this melee is going to go well for the archers. The archers are only, well, first of all, the skeletons have a total of 12 attacks, 13 because they have a champion. See him in there? Where'd he go? He's in there somewhere. Oh, he's this guy right here. My leaders are painted with white paint, so that I was hoping they'd show up a little better on camera than everyone else. Wait a minute. We're not done with movement yet. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. These guys can march 3 inches to here. Oh, they gotta go the full 4 inches like this. But they're facing the wrong direction. So I guess what we got to do is we're going to move them to 3 inches, and then we're going to spin them. So we back them off 1 inch, and then they rotate so that they are facing in that direction. That costs a quarter of their movement. Now our big boy is going to charge. It's going to take him 7 inches, but we really need to get stuck in. Does he need to pass a leadership check? He does, because they're very scary. He does. He's got a leadership of 9. And because he charged and he has the higher initiative, he gets to attack first. So we get 5 hits plus the horse. Does nothing. We actually wind up with 3 hits with that guy. He is going to be hammering. He will wound on anything but a 1. So he does 2 wounds, and then saving on 6s. 2 of these skeletons are eliminated. But there are still 2 full ranks. The skeletons will still get to roll 13 dice. And now that they are attacking bowmen, archers have... Oh, they have weapon skill 3. Hey, they're a little tougher than I thought. They do not have any armor, though, so this is still going to be pretty rough on them. We'll pull out all of everything that's less than 4. We're going to do 2, 4, 6 hits. Wounding on 4s, we're going to do 2 wounds. And then saving only on 6s. Oh, look at that. So 1 archer dies. And thanks to a tougher than I thought expected archers, the final tally here is going to be, now the skeletons don't get their rank bonus because they were charged in the rear. The Bromans are going to score a total of 2 points for the casualties, and then 2 points for the rear charge, so that's a total score of 4. The skeletons have a total score of, well, they have a banner, so they have a score of 3. That means with 2 more, winning by 2, the skeletons are going to lose 2 more skeletons. And we will continue this fight for another round. But it gets even worse for the skeletons. Because, oh, does it? Is that 90 degrees? Can we just reach them? We can't yet. It's going to be one more turn. These guys are going to have to approach to here. Because they have to wheel, they don't have enough movement. They're just not going to make it. All right, next turn, if the archers survive. Once again, but this time it gets even worse because now the Bromans are going to get all of their attacks in first. Attacking for General Nenarip. He's going to get 2 hits. He is going to be hitting. Now, he doesn't get the strength bonus, so he's only hitting with a strength of... where are you, General? Where's your card? Here we go. You're only hitting with a strength of 4, so I don't think that's going to cut it. We do have 6 archers, 2, 4, 6, who get to attack. And they're going to do 3 hits, wounding on 4s. They're only going to get 1 wound. And does the skeleton save? Not that one. The skeleton does not save. The skeletons now counterattack with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. They get 10 dice because the champion is still alive. Hitting on 4s, we'll call that a hit. So it's a total of 5 hits. And it's 3 wounds and no saves. So this time around, with a score of 1 to 3 on the casualties, the skeletons are up by 2, plus 1 for the banner, minus 2, so that's 4, minus 2 for the rear attack. Total score for the skeletons of 3, 4. The Bromans win by, have a score of 1 plus 2 for that. So that's only a difference of 1. The skeletons have won this round of combat. On the leadership check of 6, plus 1 because of the difference, that's a 7. The Bromans stick around. That's the end of the turn. And now on the next turn, the big unit comes crashing in. And I think it's over. The big unit is going to get to attack first. They're going to get 13d6. Whoop, there we go. And they're going to be hitting on 4s. They go first because they charged, mind you. They're only going to get 5 hits on this charge attack. And they're going to get 4 wounds. Saving on 6s, we get none. So the skeletons have lost all. They're down to just a single rank. With the chargers, I got to leave those here, don't I? So there's our dead for this combat. So the chargers have gone. Now our general gets to go, and he's going to roll his 5 plus 1 for the horsey, and he's going to be doing a total of 2 hits at strength 4. He's going to do 2 wounds, and they're going to get no saves. We are now down to 1. We're just down to the leadership team, and we still have 6 attacks by the archers. The archers are going to get 4 hits. They are going to get no wounds. Now those last 4 skeletons are going to make 5 attack rolls. And I don't know what this is. Did we lose? We've lost 6 guys altogether. Okay. The skeletons are going to get 2 hits on the archers. Looking for 4s or better. They're going to get 2 wounds, and the archer's only saving on a 6. We're going to lose 2 more archers. Put those with the other archers. All right. So that's 2 to the skeletons to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 7. That's going to eliminate the last 4 skeletons. A captain has fallen in the field. Half of the spearmen have died. I think it was half. What did they start with? They started with 30. They're down to 18. So no, 12. Half of the archers fell on the field of battle. All of the knights. That's a huge loss. Now, bear in mind, half of those guys are going to come back in a week. That will force this army to slow down. We're going to look at the after effects. We're going to look at the aftermath in our next episode, and we'll talk about what it means for... clearly, this force is not capable of laying siege to Castle Gallagher on its own. They're going to have to wait a week to get their reinforcements back and hope that they aren't contacted by a second army. If another army of undead arrives, they may be eliminated from the campaign. Although, having eliminated one of the thralls and one of those major armies, that could be huge. Maybe the price was worthwhile. There's only one way to find out, and that's continue this campaign, which we'll do in a little while. Until then, I'm praying for you.